A list of the topics, themes, and subject matter for the episode can be found in the chat or description below.
The three of us, we are soldiers. My girls are better than your girls, 'cause they're not really girly girls, like a girly girl. They're really cool, not that shallow. Cool, not that shallow. My girls are better than your girls, 'cause they're not really girly girls, like a girly girl. They're really cool, not that shallow. The three of us, we are soldiers. We got soul. The three of us, we are soldiers. The three of us, we are soldiers. The three of us, we got soul, we are soldiers.
We would like to thank our sponsor, HeroForge.com. HeroForge.com has enabled us to bring you Midnight Rush to your very homes, and without them, we wouldn't be here. If you haven't heard it yet, HeroForge.com offers kit bashing. It is a new feature for pro subscribers that levels up the customization on HeroForge.com. The vast array of items and features that can be placed anywhere on the Mini, users have more freedom than ever before to create bespoke miniatures that represent their characters' unique personalized stories. Kit bashing allows you to add up to 20 more items onto your Mini, with each individual item having independent scaling, rotation, and movement. Minis themselves now have greater customization with kit bashing, including more granular hand and finger positioning, independently posable legs and feet, and scaling for individual body parts. Items added to the Mini via kit bashing can be nested together into folders in the kit bashing menu on the right side of the screen, which allows them to be scaled and moved as one unit. Kit bashed minis can be purchased in any form currently available on Hero Forge, including both physical products and such as color printed plastic or color standees, as well as the digital products such as STLs. Visit HeroForge.com and make your Mini today. So, Coralie and Jet are driving to just a local bar. As Jet pulls to park, there are a lot of people just like mingling and heading to different bars that are around this strip on the street. You guys are in Queens. And kind of like, as he parks the car, he's like, sure you want to do this? Like, aren't you... Don't you need to, like, rest or anything?
I've spent the whole day on the couch. I don't know how much more rest I'm going to need. Like, my body can only hold a finite amount of blood, and sleeping for over 8 hours, I've got most of it back, so... Why?
Okay. No, I'm just making sure.
Do you think I can't handle it?
I think you can handle it fine.
Okay. Is this bar special? Is there a reason why we're at this one?
No, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and make couples jealous. And then we take them.
Jealous.
Yeah, jealous.
Oh, it's like a blood flavor thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Blood has different flavors depending on what you feel, what kind of emotion once it's taken. And might as well just, do it somewhere where, people are going on their first dates or something like that.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever made anyone jealous.
It's not the best feeling.
Really?
Yeah, well, I used to think it was kind of funny. And then I found someone. And it got less and less funny.
Well, I just got dumped today, so I don't think I'm gonna mind doing this, actually.
Excuse me?
What do I need to do here? Like, what would you suggest?
Okay, I guess we're just gonna...
Oh, wait, hold on. You're right. Coralie takes out her phone and starts writing notes down. Jealous.
I guess we're just
Flavor. Okay.
gonna pass over that and, I don't know, just... You're a good-looking person. Flirt with a guy or girl, I don't know, and just talk to them, show interest. And, once the person that kind of likes them shows some signs that they're irritated, then you call me over.
Okay. Sounds easy enough.
Okay. Or I can do that part and you can draw the blood.
I mean, fair game. What do you prefer? How about this? You do it the first time so I can see how it's done. And then I can take a more hands-on approach.
Okay. He kind of reaches over and opens the glove compartment. And he takes out kind of like these candies. Alright, I'm gonna need these for the blood extraction later. So.
What is that?
How do I explain this? You know how, vampires do their magic stuff? I can't really do stuff like that unless I have, like, some chemical concoctions, kind of like copies of their power. So.
Facsimiles. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. That's actually it. He starts to exit the car.
What is it made out of? Coralie slams the door closed.
And he lists a bunch of, like, disgusting, weird, kind of, ingredients. Some are like hair and just like rabbit's bile, and then blood, some form of blood, and then his blood.
Coralie seems really interested at the science behind all of this. She even probably mentions, oh, the chemical compounds in bile. It actually makes a lot of sense because there's a specific chemical genome, and she kind of like gets into it as is being explained.
Yeah, and then like some pituitary like excretions from animals. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder if I could make something like that one day.
You'll have to be something like me to do that.
Can't I just take your blood and make it?
No, it doesn't really work that way.
Interesting.
All right, and you enter this bar, and it's kind of like a beer garden. And there's a bunch of like benches, and people are just chatting and talking. See, people are having like a fun time. The lighting is low, and there is music bumping. And you just kind of feel very, not overstimulated, but like pretty much stimulated right now compared to your like previous setup of just being at home the whole day.
The music's so thumpy.
Yeah, it helps, I guess. People enjoy this kind of environment to copulate. I don't know. And just walks over to the bar and kind of orders a few drinks.
Coralie leans up against the bar, and while they're waiting for drinks, looks around. What kind of places do you prefer to hang out to have fun, if not something like this?
More like chill music. It's like loungy kind of places, you know?
I'd prefer a library.
And he says, I think I see someone. And Jet kind of like walks over to this couple and kind of starts flirting with this woman. This guy that is with her is just starting to get irritated, and it's like, and Jet is also talking to the guy and kind of like touching the guy as well, kind of like making him feel included. And ultimately he kind of focuses on the woman for a second and kind of walks away and comes back to
Tried to eavesdrop as much as I could and took a few notes.
Yeah, start with a compliment, then they just blab, you listen, act interested, and then, after shutting out their partner, they kind of feel it. Bring them back in, and then shut them out again, and then you just walk away.
So, kind of like this, and Coralie raises her hand and brushes some of his hair behind his ear. Your hair is soft.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I audition.
Oh, it smells nice. Vanilla?
And then some. Yeah. I run a few businesses, so appearances are very important.
Okay. Oh. Coralie realizes that her hand has been just against the side of his neck. She slowly pulls it back awkwardly. Your skin is a little cold to the touch.
Oh. Yeah. And you see him kind of like concentrate, and there's like this faint glow of purple in his eyes. And you see his pallid complexion starts to be a little bit more lively, a little bit more blush comes to the cheeks. Ooh.
Oh. And without asking, Coralie slowly moves her hand forward and touches his jaw to see if it warmed up.
It's a lot warmer. Lifelike.
Fascinating.
Yeah. And he looks over your shoulder, then looks at you and kind of like brushes your hair.
When Jet touches Coralie, she goes stiff and her eyes widen and she just stares at him. Even hearing someone coming, she doesn't turn around or look away from him.
And you see a girl come over. It's like, hey, so about those drinks. Yeah, this is my friend, Coralie.
Hey.
Yeah. And your name again? And she's like, oh, it's Lisa. You know, this like really cute, like short bob Chinese girl. And you see the guy just follows and kind of like is stomping. It's like, hey, you just left me there. It's like, oh, you know, we were gonna do shots. Hey, you should join us. And just like grabs onto his shoulder, and I look like Jet looks at Coralie.
Yeah, shots. I'm paying. What do you want?
Yeah, and you guys get a bunch of shots. You start drinking, and Jet kind of gestures to you like to start drawing blood from the guy.
Coralie! Coralie grabs the guy by the wrist and begins to draw him towards like a darker part of the bar and like pushes him up against the wall. Her hand flattens on his chest and she looks up at him. Hey.
Yeah.
Your chest is very firm and you smell nice.
Thanks.
Hey, so this is weird, but I have a kink.
Huh?
So, hey, this is weird, but can I draw your blood? It's a kink of mine.
Guess?
Great. And she reaches towards a satchel she has strapped to her thigh, and she pulls out a syringe that she's prepared, and then she just draws his blood.
And after you draw his blood, and you draw enough, Jet kind of like taps you on the shoulder and gets really near to you. It's like, it's Lisa's turn. If you could draw some of her, and I'll take care of them.
Okay, great. Hey, Lisa.
And as you look back, Jet kind of like puts like one of those like candies, lozenges, and puts his hand on the wall and talks to this guy, and kind of like having a conversation, and the guy just becomes slack-jawed and very still and just starts walking out towards the front door. And Lisa goes like, yeah, what's up?
You're pretty.
Oh, thank you. You're pretty too.
Coralie actually blushes at that, and she has a bit of a flush already from taking the shots. This is weird. Can I draw your blood? I feel really weird just doing it, so like I should ask you first. I'll give you $20. Don't worry, I'm a medical student. I know what I'm doing.
Make it 100, cause that's weird.
Sure. Yeah. It just passes a penny over.
Yeah. And she lets you draw the blood, and once you're done, Jet comes in, and this time you get to see what Jet actually does. He pops in another candy, and he goes over to Lisa. His eyes start to glow. Says, you're gonna forget this happened. You're gonna go back with your guy. He's waiting for you outside. You're gonna go home. You're gonna have the best fucking sex you guys have ever had.
Wow.
And she's like, okay. And he lets her out of the booth. She goes out, and they both leave. And he goes, good job.
Yeah, next time I think I'll let you do the blood drawing. That was really weird.
Yeah, but you did great.
Thanks, you did too. Yeah. Are there any side effects from you taking the candy?
Sometimes I just get hungrier. Feeling a little bit peckish actually right now.
Hungry for what?
He just laughs. You know.
Oh, yeah. Her blush deepens. So, what's the next step?
Well, we work. And he kind of stands up and walks a little bit and just like turns back to you and says, let's go.
How about another shot before we head out? On me.
It's not like it does anything to me anyway. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think this might be more for me. Cheers. And she just knocks another one back.
And as you guys are driving back,
In the car, Coralie is resting her face against the glass of the passenger window. It feels cool in the nighttime against her cheeks, and she's warm. She can feel the heat just buzzing from her fingertips. And she keeps stealing glances over at Jet as they're driving.
Jet subtly notices and just like, what's up?
You're weird.
Takes one to know one.
Weird, like I've never met anyone like you before.
Is that you coming on to me?
I don't know. Is that a bad thing?
And he stops at a light. He looks at you. I don't think so.
Okay. Good to know. I will, she pulls up her phone. Make a note of this.
He puts his finger on the corner of your phone and kind of like pushes it down.
Yeah.
And he just leans in to kiss you.
Coralie is stunned. She is shaking on the other side of his lips. Then she grabs him by the back of the neck and makes out with him.
And despite the blaring horn behind you guys, Jet just reciprocates. And after a while, the car goes to the side and just screams profanities and drives off. And as you guys part,
It was dangerous. They just drove around you.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think I found my next meal. And he starts to drive and chase.
Coralie is sitting back in her chair and she doesn't know what to do with her hands. So she just watches the car as we chase after it.
Yeah. And pretty much for like a short while, you catch up. Jet steps out, and instead of a fight, the guy kind of gets into Jet's face. You're not really sure what Jet says, but the guy ends up going into his car and Jet goes in. And after a while, Jet comes out, wiping his mouth.
By the time he gets back to the car, Coralie is just on her phone. She has lost interest as soon as she realized what was going to happen. It seems like they have, Coralie looks down at her phone and she says, Tinney and I have been texting. Seems like everything went well with passing off the box.
Good. About that, I think we just needed to blow off some steam.
Okay. If that's what you want. And Coralie just looks back at her phone and is texting Tinny.
He starts to drive off. And you guys get back to the house. Jet wordlessly just goes to his rooms. You guys start to hear a bunch of like tools being brought out, him setting up. The rest of you now on the ground floor.
I need a lot of doves.
I got you. Look, there's this like wrangler that owes me. I got you, but
Okay. And they need to be white. Are doves exclusive only white birds?
yeah.
Okay. I don't know shit about birds.
Chanyeol, you're lucky that you're pretty. Jesus Christ. It
I understand. All right.
It just ends the call.
Coralie, what is this text about? I need to talk to you later. Let's talk right now. What happened? What's going on?
So Coralie is definitely like helping make the shit with Jet. Are you coming up to Coralie as she's doing that?
Yeah. I just barge in. I'm like, why do you need to talk to me? What's up?
Coralie has on like surgical gloves and just like blood smeared on them from handling the syringes and transferring them. Hey, Tini. Yeah, I just, Casey called.
Oh my god. I forgot you had a girlfriend.
Jet walks away for a little bit and starts working.
Yeah, so she wants me to die and she hates me. But we'll probably never see her again anyway.
I'm not gonna lie. Coralie, I thought you broke up with her a while ago.
I thought I did too, but I'm not quite sure if I was effective.
Are you okay?
Tini would definitely notice that Coralie keeps stealing glances over in the direction of Jet. Yeah. I'm good. We, got some blood at the bar.
Tini's eyes are narrowing, and she looks over at Jet, and she looks over at you, and she says,
Coralie's definitely like pink, like drunk pink, tipsy pink.
Jet is autism mode, just like focused on making these things.
Coralie, you sneaky little fox. I know what you did. I know. We can talk about this later.
Coralie looks scared. Okay.
And Tini backs out of the room, arms crossed. Later. And Tini does a 2 fingers to her eyes and then at Coralie.
Okay.
Tini under her breath, Coralie, more like Coralie.
And as you are coming to an end making them, Coralie, roll me a D6.
That's so ominous. Why? Okay. 4.
You are able to make 4 of these light bombs. 5 with the one that you haven't used. And as Jet is cleaning up, Jet just says, look, about earlier.
About blowing off steam?
Maybe it was a little bit more.
Just covered in blood right now.
Yeah, and like Jet is in an apron with blood as well.
Like extra stains and shit from whatever we were messing with.
Heavy duty gloves on. They still have like the mask just pulled down to their neck.
Yeah. Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Coralie grabs his shirt and pulls him in and starts making out with him again.
And I think like that there was like this moment that instinctively the both of you had the same idea, grabs you by the apron and pulls you in, and
Stuff falls on the floor. Yeah.
the three of you, what have you been doing during this whole
Calling people, like, that's it. Like,
Adrian, kind of similarly, Adrian was like, first of all, like reaching out to Shahad about this like New Zealand motherfucker who just kind of like, one, who he is, and two, like said that like need more people to help.
Yeah. Adrian, Shahad gives you a call.
Oh no. All right.
Ah, my love. You had some questions.
Yeah. Somebody was following me.
Oh, well, I don't think they were following. I think they were just in the same vicinity. I asked them to check whether or not they saw where you ended up. He's, I wouldn't say an ally, but close to it. He's, you can call him an information broker for the Camarilla. His name is Aelfith.
Aelfith. Okay. Well, had some advice about going in with only me and the rest of the crew.
And you think you need more manpower?
Well, I thought that like at least setting up or at least having enough information beforehand would be enough, but it doesn't seem that way. I had a feeling, but
See, mobilizing a huge amount of people might draw suspicion. I can have a few people, say, a group of 6 kindred to help you out.
I would appreciate that. I I appreciate everything you've been doing. First of all, I do want to say that.
You don't have to. I do this because I love
I know, but gratitude still means something.
you. And I just want you to know that this is unconditional. There's nothing that you need.
I love you.
Love you. Stay safe, and have you fed yet?
No, I'm going to do that now because I'm feeling kind of weird.
Just be careful.
I will.
And as you end the call, you hear in the back of your head, I'm hungry. And you find the voice very familiar. And it's kind of like a younger version of yourself.
Oh no. Oh no.
like a child. Hungry.
Wow. Okay.
I'm hungry! And it starts to do like a tantrum in your head.
Okay. Okay. Is there blood bags in the kitchen?
You go to the kitchen. There are a few blood bags. And while you try to grab it, it tells you, no. Gross. This one.
Is there anything I can do to calm this thing down?
Well, it's up to you.
Adrian is gonna look at the blood bag and hear the no, I don't want that. I want something else. And is like, fine. Puts it back.
And Jihei is just like there. You doing okay, Adrian?
Nope. No, I'm not. I'm gonna leave. Actually.
And the rest of you notice that Adrian takes their leave.
All right, we'll see you later, Adrian.
Yeah, whatever. Close the door behind him.
Can we do an insight check?
You don't have to.
You really don't have to.
Oh, he was tweaking. Oh, that's what tweaking is.
And then Wendy is like, looks like somebody's hungry. It's fine. He'll be fine.
Honestly, I'm hungry too. What we got in the fridge?
Take out leftovers.
Same old, same old.
You can order.
It's fine. I'll just reheat this orange chicken.
Adrian, roll me wits and awareness.
3 successes? Oh, wait, no, that's 2 10s.
4 successes. So 5 successes. Easily, you see a guy that's like a little inebriated, walking, stumbling, coming off of the train.
I walk up behind him and wrap an arm around his shoulders.
Oh, hey, buddy. Hey. He
Hey.
grabs your, like, just puts a shoulder over your, puts an arm over your shoulder as well.
You doing good? Are you on your way home? Are you fine?
Yeah. I'm just a little wobbly. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Which way?
That's over there. It was, yeah. Yeah, I'm Mark, by the way.
Hi, Mark. I'm Adrian.
Hey, Adrian. You got nice eyes.
I know.
It's like, why am I sorry? And he kind of like just kind of postures and just like tries to gently like nudge you away, like you don't have to like hold him up, kind of nudge.
I let him, like, I fully let go, but like just hold his like hand, I guess, like in terms of like, hey, stabilizing. You doing okay, buddy? Kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm fine, man. You okay? What you doing there, bud?
Nothing. I just wanted to help you. That's all. I know a shortcut if you would let me.
Shortcut?
Mhm.
Roll me manipulation and subterfuge.
Oh, you know what? I'm not great at that, but it's worth a try. Manipulate. Ooh. Can I use awe here at all?
Yeah.
Or actually, like, stunning. I don't technically need to use awe, but
Yeah, you could use stunning.
3
3
successes.
He's like, yeah, sure, man. Yeah, lead the way.
And I lead him into an alley.
And as you begin to feed, how much do you drink? We're at 2 hunger.
I just drank one.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like there's a temptation to fully clear it, but that means that he's not gonna survive that. The temptation's there, but slowly retract after a little bit.
Leave him passed out in an alley. Head back.
Can I rifle through his pockets, find his phone, and call like a lift, like or something like that? So like, because Adrian's like, I'm so sorry, like literally like dipping into his pockets, fishing around.
As you do so, Lyft accepted the drive and is driving over. You head back. 2 of you just notice Adrian come back, a lot more calmer.
China on the inside is disgusted.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Better.
Good, good. Did you kill someone?
No.
Good, good, good.
I could leave if you need me to.
No. Everything's normal and fine, and we're just getting used to this.
Tinny,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've...
Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me.
Why would I... I'm not mad at you. Just know that I can hear you when you're talking.
Right, well, yeah, because that's how talking works. You talk to people and they listen.
When you're whispering and you think that no one can hear you.
Well, I didn't want everybody to hear what I'm saying to Chunyol before we go to bed. That's crazy.
That's not what I was talking about, but...
What are you talking about?
I can't tell you not to be scared of me.
Oh.
But I'm not gonna hurt y'all either. I refuse to. That's why I left.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings or anything.
You don't have to apologize about that. My feelings are my feelings. You are scared of a monster. That makes sense.
You're not a monster. We're friends with lots of people like you now. It's just that you're just new at this. And being new is a little dangerous.
Right. So I'm going to keep my distance for you.
Tinny kind of stomps her foot and goes, It's not what I want.
It's temporary until I figure it out. But I don't want to hurt you. Any of you. If a fucking thing in my head, like, throws a tantrum like that normally after a few bit, like, I gotta leave. I can't do that.
You're still my big brother to me. I hope you know that. I never had a brother. At least that I'm aware of.
And I don't mind having 2 little sisters.
Well, heck yeah. Can I give you a hug?
Gives you a stare now, but I would prefer if you didn't. like rolls his eyes, lifts his hands anyway.
I think Tinny kind of just jumps into your arms and gives you a big bear hug. Arms around your arms so you can't even hug back and squeezes.
Okay. Thank you. And then like does a weird side thing, leans like his cheek on her, like the top of her head.
All right. I'm going to eat this orange chicken now that Chunyol stir-fried for me on the oven, and I'll talk to you later.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll whisper better next time.
That's not how that works. Like, at all. That's...
The day comes, Friday. Everything is set. You have your inventory. You have the people that are helping. Jet dresses to the nines. Says, let's get this. Wendy is well with you guys. And Jet says, gee, anything happens, rented out a car, drive, get the fuck out of here. She is like, all right. She goes up to Chanyeol, just puts a hand on your shoulder. I believe in you.
I nod at her, but then I look at Coralie kind of pointedly, like, do you want to be on the ground or do you want to be with Jihye?
I slept as much as I could. I'm ready. I'll be fine.
I believe you.
Jihye gives you a big hug and kind of pulls Tinny in to hug, then pulls Coralie as well, and then Adrian.
As Coralie's pulled into the hug, it's really obvious that she's wearing a bulletproof vest underneath the blazer that Wendy gave her.
Get back, okay?
Yeah.
As you drive to Stardust, you get there. The parking lot it's weird because you would think would be full, but there are just a bunch of uniform SUVs, like Escalades and large vehicles, and you enter. A guy in front who Adrian and Chanyeol are familiar with just gives you a nod, kind of like gestures you to come in. You guys enter. It's a huge place. It's a bunch of lights, dancers on poles and tables, entertaining, a bunch of just people at tables. You see that Jenna is like busy serving drinks and then kind of like sees you guys and gives you a nod. You start to see some of the people that you've planted there. Shahad sent you pictures of the kindred that are coming for you, and you start to see kind of like disinterest kindred that are watching these dancers and just like looking around.
I let everybody know, or at least like if the pictures were sent to me, I send the group those pictures to let them know we have support.
Honestly, cool.
Tinny whispers to the group, I've never felt so badass in my life. Feels like one of them Ocean 11 movies.
You look really cool right now.
Jed and Wendy start chuckling and just say, they're just like, we're gonna go make rounds. Remember, shit goes wrong, just let us know.
Release the doves.
And you look up and there are cages that are like pretty much installed in the top of this establishment, covered by like these like not tarps but like just a black silk covering. And Jet just kind of like gestures like a fist to you, Chanyeol. Good luck.
Yeah.
And kind of pats your head, Tinny. Jet puts a hand on Adrian's shoulder. It's like, look, you are what you are now. And most of the time I'd say fight it, but tonight,
Go ham.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the plan. But thanks.
And just kind of like gives you a side hug. It's like, you got this.
Hugs him back.
And for Coralie is just like kind of like stands dead faced and just gives you a kiss on the forehead and just walks away.
What? Oh.
Coralie looks at Chanyeol and just gives him a middle finger.
There's no surprise in Tinny's face. She just kind of smiles.
And You guys walk with confidence, with the dove set up, with garlic infused in the water system, sprinkler system, in case that shit goes down. And with people in the crowd to help you out. What do you guys do?
I think I just keep an ear on. Can we have like earpieces or like something that is just like, yeah.
Definitely the one that the tinny plugs.
I want one of the guys working with us. I want the guy that is familiar with Adrian and I, at the very least, to have one of the tinny plugs to be like eyes and ears on Austin Collins. This is what he looks like. Blah blah blah.
You guys kind of like ask about Austin Collins if they have seen them. They say, special room in the back.
Special room. Well, that sounds special. Should we get drinks first?
What kind of girls are they sending back there?
He has one favorite. That's it.
What's her name?
Girl's name's Ginger. She went there about 5 minutes ago.
Ginger.
What's special about Ginger?
I guess it's his type.
Redheads.
I have no clue.
All right.
Do you look at women?
I do. I just don't know what he likes about Ginger.
What does she look like, man?
You asked me what does he like about her.
You know what, Chanyo? That is fair. That is, and you are correct. That there is a miscommunication that has happened here.
If you want to know what she looks like, she has cherry blonde hair, pigtails.
Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
Ew.
All right.
What's the move?
We gotta. The move is to ambush. But he's in the back room, so that could either mean that we try to lure him out here, we get Ginger a couple bucks or something, or Adrian, I don't know, not to whore out your vampire skills, but you can probably do something, right?
Yeah. I can just, granted, I don't know if he would be able to see me, but, like, I can vanish undetected.
That is so cool.
But he might be able to see me depending on his capabilities, so we'll see. But it's worth a shot.
Yeah, fuck, we don't know anything about him.
Wait. Are there cameras in the secret rooms? Come on now. I can just look.
You check your phone.
Alright, check my phone.
You see that there are cameras in the secret.
Just, yeah.
Ginger's not dancing. Ginger is sitting next to what you assume is Austin Collins. Guy with white hair, white beard. They're just talking. He's leaning on his shoulder. The pigtails are off. She's in kind of like a jacket. He's in his like shirt and tie. You assume he has suspenders on. You assume that he took his jacket off for her to wear. He's just speaking to her. Inside are other kindred as well. There's about 3 more. 2 of which are just there standing. And then the other one is someone you recognize. Wearing a white, all white suit. Shades still on. Brushed back hair. He's just sitting there, waiting. And he looks impatient, as you can indicate by the rocking up and down of his knees. And he starts to stand up. And they look like they're asking where he's going. And he just walks out of the room.
I'm telling everybody this as it's happening.
Fuck shit.
You scan through the other videos and like video feeds, and you see the camera outside of that room. He's comes outside. There are about 4 guards, 2 flanking the door and 2 across. The 2 that are across follow him, and you start to see from a distance he's coming onto the floor.
I say on the earpiece really quick, how many fucking guards came with the guy in the white suit?
Man, see most of the people in this club, they're all guards.
Okay.
I think while we're in the headphones, we are trying to find somewhere incognito to kind of hide ourselves.
You do a head count of about 25.
This changes things, doesn't it?
But the fact that there are a fuck ton of them means that these light bombs can get some coverage.
We need to tell Jet.
Jet has an earpiece and is just listening. I got you.
Jet, David's here.
There's like a silence. And Wendy replies, "Yeah, we got him."
We need to start pulling these guys off the floor. See how much we can whittle down.
Okay.
Our guys are his guys.
The guards, his guys.
You guys maneuver around. You're noticing that probably the bathroom is the easiest way to grab and nab people. There is also kind of like a kitchen area that you can do that as well. There's also a coat room. You can do that as well. To just nab and grab. There are 25 guards. You start to see that most of them are armed. Small submachine guns. You start to see some of them noticeably don't have fangs. Some of them do. Based on your knowledge, these are called ghouls. The fangless ones. These are just humans. Just like the ones that you took down at Hector's place. But also, a lot of them are vampires as well.
I do think that Tinny's gonna use her charm to distract and drag away some human man and then knock him out.
Roll me charisma and persuasion.
How many successes do I need?
3 successes.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
I think Adrian is also doing the same thing with his charm, but obviously amplifying that shit. And just saying like, hey, come hither, what's up?
Adrian, do me another thing.
I got a 4.
Alright, so I would say with that, easily the 2 of you subdue 2 people. Chanyo.
To offer something so Coralie can actually contribute in some way, would Coralie be able to use like her medical knowledge and then also like having studied some of these kindred and that we've gone up against to try to help identify?
Sure. Wits and medicine, please.
Coralie got 6 successes.
You can identify 2 right off the bat. Human targets.
Just like underneath your armpit pointing. 2 right there. Humans.
Am I able to target both at the same time if I roll amazing?
If you can get me 6 successes on a strength and brawl.
Wow, I need to roll willpower. I'm gonna do that.
Oh wow, damn. So on the right hand side.
Okay. I need 1 more, so I'm gonna burn another willpower.
Okay.
Thank fucking God. I got a crit, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
With an 8 and a critical success, I would say like you get another person.
Get a third? Okay.
Yeah, because you kind of like struggled and one guy just looked and kind of like just got roped into it.
I fucking clothesline and suffocate 2 guys and then get the 3rd one in.
All these rooms that we're dragging people into, I've looped their cameras already too. For my second wave, I got 2 crits and 1, 2, 3 more successes on top of that.
Take out 2 more humans and then a vampire.
Oh, 5.
Adrian, you take out a vampire.
Rolled 5 successes on identifying.
You find the last ghoul.
Coralie identifies the ghoul and then sort of nudges, pushing Chanyol towards them.
Chanyol, you need to roll me just 3 successes to take out this one vampire. One ghoul.
Kenny's just on top of a bunch of bodies in the coat room. Like,
7.
7. You get a ghoul and a vampire.
Okay.
All right. Last round.
Let's go.
well, I'm gonna use willpower.
Oh, okay. 5. I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5? Okay. Easily. Last one. You charm them, you grab them, and you do with your training, you subdue them and push them into a room and lock them. Tinny, what you get?
6 successes.
6 successes. Take a vampire, you take your stake. With your nimbleness, stab them in the chest and kick them into a room.
We're gonna grapple and get stakes out and everything.
I hide.
Roll me dexterity and stealth.
Okay. It's 3 dice. It's 1 success.
You are hidden to you, but you're pretty much in plain sight.
Do I use more willpower? Yes, absolutely. That's 5 successes.
5 successes. You take 1 down. And it's about this time, as you stake the last one, people are starting to notice the numbers. And you start to see David walk up to the DJ booth, grab the mic. Are you fucking idiots? They're taking you down. Someone is here. Spread out. And the rest of you hear their voice echo around the room. It's reverberating. It sends a chill behind your spine as you see everybody mobilizes, except for the rest of the crews, the people that you brought in here. As soon as David shouts his command, with the remaining 11 guys, all of them vampires, they look around, and the rest of the people that got here charge each other. A brawl starts. You see dancers start to go around, just leave. Gunfire starts to shoot out. The guy who you said, hey, release the water if you see vampires or whatever, like if shit hits the fan, release the water, starts the sprinklers, and it starts to rain inside this warehouse. And you start to see people starting to get stabbed, shot. The bouncers that Chanyo, you asked for help, are starting to get fed on. Some of the kindred that are there to help are holding their own, but because of numbers, some of them are starting to get overrun.
My brass knuckles go up, and the items, the magical things that I have on me to help my hunter sense here, I'm gonna put my defenses up for repel the unnatural right now.
Okay, roll your check, please.
Okay, and I have creature specialization, so I'm adding 2 to this.
And I think Penny clocks that Chunyul's gonna handle the chaos and says in the earpiece, Chunyul's got this. Jet, Wendy, you decide what you want to do. The rest of us, let's go to Austin. And we're gonna run straight to the secret room.
As you're running, you get stopped. In front of you, in white, they take off their shades. You see their eyes. He says, stop.
Using willpower. Crit. That is a 6.
You see all the unnatural, even the ones that were helping you, stop. You see, bleeding from the neck, Jenna shoots one in the head. You see a bunch of the people that, just the bouncers that are still alive, start kind of like just shooting them. To no avail until they realize maybe the head is where it's at. They start capping headshots left. Till David in front of you says stop. Echoes. Intelligence and resolve for the rest of you.
I'm gonna re-roll 3.
I'm gonna re-roll 3.
I am also re-rolling. I'm gonna re-roll 2. Wait, is a 5 a success?
No.
Okay, I'm re-rolling 3.
Have 6 successes. Sorry. 8. 2 crits.
6 successes.
4.
You guys resist it, but everybody else, everybody who's helping you, stops.
Jet and Wendy?
You're not sure. You don't know where they're at.
Throw a light grenade at it.
Throw a light grenade at him.
Yeah.
And I got my 2 incendiary pistols out at him.
I'm gonna step out of range of all of this. Just back out completely as y'all are doing this.
Roll me a strength and athletics.
I'll re-roll them. Okay, I got 3 successes.
3 successes. You throw, and as it goes to the middle of the floor, you see a bunch of vampires burst into.
Sorry, Shahad.
And you see that David sees what's happening and covers their face and starts to burn on their arm. They start to pat it out as the light did not hit him. You start to point the gun, right?
Okay, yeah, I want to shoot him.
You shoot him. Roll me dexterity, because I think you're going in and dexterity and firearms with this.
Oh, that's 6 successes, baby.
You hit him in the shoulder with one of the incendiary ammunition, and it burns, and he kind of takes it, and you see a vein pop on his temple. You see that the burn kind of spreads and stops, and it spits out the bullets and grabs you at the neck. And I need you to roll me a dexterity and athletics, please.
Oh, okay, dexterity.
But add a 2 die penalty because he has you.
That's 3 successes.
You take 3 superficial damage as it punches you in the face. Your nose starts to bleed as you smell the rusty smell. He punches you in the face and your nose starts to bleed. You smell it. It smells rusty, and the warm blood gushes on your face. He punches you again, and he's winding up for another one. And Adrian, you wanted to do something.
while he's distracted by Tinny, which I don't like that I'm using this opportunity where Tinny is getting like punched in the face. Can I stealth attack him from behind?
Dexterity and brawl.
Tinny's taking it like a champ.
I have 3. I'm gonna re-roll some dice. And 5.
You hit him in the head, and he lets go of Tinny. Tinny, you fall real quick to the floor. Can get back up easily. Chanyeol, you wanted to do something.
I want my repel the natural. I have a damage increase as well to part of this. But I want to punch him in the face at the same time. And that's the contact.
Roll strength and brawl.
All right. Crit. 4, 5, 6, 7.
You hit him and he takes it. You see the prayer etched on his face as it kind of sizzles and burns, and he takes it and he rears back his head and headbutts you in the face. I need you to roll me dexterity and athletics, please.
5 successes.
5 successes. You take 2 superficial damage as your world starts to spin from the headbutt. And he tries to grab you by the shirt and just throw you on the ground.
I picture Tinny didn't actually get up immediately, and I think she's gonna try to trip him as he's trying to grab Chanyeol's shirt.
He trips slightly. Adrian, do you take this opportunity to do anything?
I was gonna try to kick out his kneecap from behind if I can.
And he starts to kneel down. And just to fight it, he punches Tinny, rocks your world pretty much on the temple, and elbows you, Adrian, in the face. He starts to get up again.
Screaming in the earpiece, "Get Austin!" And we're just gonna continue to bash his face in with the brass knuckles.
You and him go toe to toe. You do enough damage, as does he do to you. It hurts. It's exhausting. And you see right behind you the purple hair of Coralie. Coralie, as you come to stake, he grabs you on your head. And as well as you, Chanyeol, to kind of subdue the two of you. You see that he is quite strong, even with the 4 of you. You are able to take his hand off, and he says, "Move and I'll crush her."
Do it.
Coralie, you start to feel your temples, your head start to feel this immense pain. Your nose starts to bleed and your eyes. And you hear from the side, "Don't. Let go." And it's Jet. Jet starts to put its hand out, and from his shadow, a sword comes out. He chucks Coralie to you, Chanyeol, and David says, "Just been waiting for this." And Jet just says, "Go. Get him." The water has stopped raining from above. The floor is wet. They start to approach each other. 4 of you start to head over to Austin. And down the hall, 2 guards are easily dispatched by you. You hear a distinct roar from behind. Inhuman. You have to cover your ears. It's like this screech like nails on a chalkboard. But there's no time to wonder what that is. Austin is right in front of you, behind this door. The commotion at Stardust has boiled to its maximum point. The rest of you see vampires and ghouls alike toppled over, burning, melting, turning into dust. While there is fighting that is happening, the three figures are in deadlock. David, not long ago, you were beating down our hunters. Wendy, being the loyal friend, sister figure to Jet, you stand side by side with him. Jet materializes a sword from shadows and addresses his sire. Had to end sometime.
Not here.
The tension building up as much as it is. Wendy, what are you feeling right now, seeing Jet face one of the biggest problems that he's ever faced?
Wendy is fighting back the urge to get super involved. Like, Wendy wants Jet to close whatever chapter Jet needs to close, but also she's not going to leave her friend behind. She's not going to let him do it on his own. And I think part of her is scared because David is a force that she's never had to face like this before. But Wendy's ready to die for Jet, so. And we've been through worse. And we came out okay. So she's like, well, whatever happens, happens, I guess.
And you look at Jet, and it's different. You don't see the normally calm, suave, or even confident Kindred that you are so used to.
Mm.
You see a scared boy facing what seems to be like a father figure. He tries so hard to hide these emotions, but you've known Jet long enough to know when something's not right. David, you are faced now with your child once more.
David likes to keep it all buttoned up. It's part of the joy of being so charming, so easy to work through the world with a smile, with an easy, relaxed vibe that makes it comfortable for everyone to agree to do what he wants. But here and now, this is his family. These are his people. Jet is his responsibility. He came here to protect her. So he is losing that calm exterior, that buttoned down facade, and the rage, the blood-soaked fury on his face is starting to burn like fire in his eyes. You think I was going to let you interfere with my family? You know who I am. You know what I will do to you.
It was my family too, David. Remember, you brought me into this.
You failed your family, child.
It doesn't matter. When you walked out, I found my my true family. As Jet
Oh, isn't that sweet?
holds on to Wendy. And Wendy, as he puts his hand on your shoulder, you feel quiver, nervousness.
Wendy will straighten up a little bit and kind of put on the Viridian mask, I guess, and kind of see that Jet is not the strong one. And even though Wendy is used to Jet kind of grabbing her hand, as your hand hits their shoulder, they will put their hand over yours and kind of squeeze it a little bit, and then slightly like position themselves in front of you, but not so much that you're, overshadowed.
I think David challenges until someone strikes first. Pursuing, walking forward, daring someone to make a move.
So I think as David kind of forcefully walks towards us, Wendy will just pull out the pistol and aim it, but hesitates because she's still a little unsure of herself. So I think she pulls it out and aims it like very like stern, and then kind of wavers a little bit. Takes the shot, but misses.
David just pivots out of the way.
As you take the shot, and with a little bit of wavering, you pull the trigger, and David sees this immediately, weaving out.
His hands vanish, smearing that blood across his back on his white clothes, and pulls out a beautiful silver, what looks like cylinder, and hanging from it is this very old, elaborate tassel that was once red. And he holds it out and smiles and flips it nimbly over in his hand before drawing reverse grip a beautiful dagger, ancient, engraved, and the sheath does not take the tassel. He carries this blade with this long, over foot long, elaborate silk tassel hanging off of it. Little memory of home. Guns. What a funny thing. And he's going to lunge at Wendy.
As you lunge at Wendy, Jet sees this attack. Jet kicks Wendy out of the way and slices towards David. And it is in a deadlock where the two of you throw out everything that you have learned through the years of, maybe even for you, centuries of being kindred. Jet is holding their own for a bit, but slips as you find an opportunity, and the dagger finds its purchase on Jet's side. Oh! Fuck. And Jet grabs you by the hair. There's gonna be more. You gotta have to do more than that. And pushes you away.
Oh, yeah? Just in time as David goes to swipe again, going for a second blow right into Jet's ribs, and just misses with the force and stumbles backward, now more disheveled, more angry, but feeling like, yes, all this blood. There's something like home in it. And he smiles broadly. What are you two going to do? To me. Seriously. You can stop now. If you walk away, we can meet again if you never come back here.
Jet stands firm. If I walk away now, that means you win. That proves you right all along.
Jet, I win every time. You keep on betting against the house. My house.
So while you two are talking ish, Wendy like fades into the background, 'cause very invisible, and kind of takes that opportunity to run towards David and jump on his back and try to like pistol whip him.
As you run, David's focus is purely on Jet. You catch them as the distraction holds their attention. You split open the side of their head, starts bleeding.
With a terrifying speed, David jumps and is actually going to try and jump Wendy off, and if she doesn't go, then whip her around, like fully grab her off his back in a jumping motion.
As David jumps up in the air, you feel yourself losing your balance as he grabs the back of your jacket and slams you on the ground. You feel the air in your lungs, which doesn't even need air. All of it escapes. You feel a ringing in your head, everything is spinning. And you feel all of a sudden a tug as Jet uses some form of thin blood magic to get you out of the way as David tries to strike you down once more to finish the job.
He jumps down, lands on the ground, and is on top of you almost immediately, Wendy. And as he comes down, he says, and his voice echoes out further than it should, "You shouldn't have interfered." And he comes down for a strong strike and I think hits ground, just hits pavement as Jet pulls her away.
As you see the gravel smash and bounce off of your strike, Jet takes this opportunity. You see tendrils of shadows follow him like tentacles. And you see the sword that he was holding is gone in his hand. And you hear a whipping sound as the sword is now being held by one of these tentacles, passing it from tentacle to tentacle, trying to eviscerate you with it. But you're quite durable yourself.
I think the first blow comes close to David, but the second one, that devil's luck comes into play. And one of the random fleeing people from the strip club just gets annihilated.
You see another kindred drop, and with a third strike, you block it, and with your fortitude, the sword that Jet uses to slay his foes shatters into pieces.
Oh, Jet. You should have run. And David jumps at Jet with this dagger out.
As you're jumping at Jet with the dagger, these tendrils still trying to strike, but they feel like they're not doing anything. And you realize Jet is already pointing his finger at you like he did the last time and releases. You see a spark flow through his finger. You start to see from the tip, it starts to burn, to char, and to crust. And you see his right hand turn into black as a fireball emits through his finger. It hits you square in the chest.
It burns away that perfect shirt that he's always wearing. It burns down his arms, and we see flesh blacken and sizzle. It burns away the blood of the hunters, people he's already forgotten. And the perfect veneer of David Min burns away. And as the smoke begins to clear, this barely still present shirt hanging off of him, smoky and blackened from soot, David, his teeth out and bared, his eyes wild with rage and pain. A feral strike follows as he runs at Jet, ready to finally end this chapter that seems to go on forever in his life.
In the feral rage, easily you grab him by the neck. You see him try and fight, but his right arm, his dominant hand, is of no use to him anymore. You stab and stab and stab. Wendy, you start to realize the sound of flesh being rendered by this ancient dagger from David's family. And you're seeing Jet getting weaker and weaker.
I think I would also, at this point, Wendy is like sharing senses with Jet and almost paralyzing them from being able to do anything, because they like bring up all their strength, and as they're feeling what Jet is feeling, they grab their pistol and they just try to do something and take one more shot at David, like while screaming.
As you're sharing senses with Jet, you feel abject horror, but there's something in the back of his mind that this has to end, or the running won't stop. This has to end, or the hunters that you have been helping all this time, they won't see another day. You won't get to see another day as well. There is a moment of desperation that channels through you as you start shooting. You hit David in the shoulder as David feels no pain right now in this feral state. And you feel a tug in your gut. You start to hear, the both of you, a loud pitch whistle, where all of a sudden the windows from this strip club get emaciated by a cauldron of bats. Wendy, you're still firing as the clip empties. The constant clicking of the gun is the only thing you hear. Jet tries to slap away the dagger out of your hand, David, and he does so. But that doesn't stop you from beating him senseless. The bats, as you expect to go to you, goes around and surrounds Wendy in this sort of cocoon. And in Jet's moment of just being broken down. His charming looks are no more. He's missing a few teeth and his face is bloodied and battered. And you are covered in the vampiric vitae and you taste it's a bit sweeter. Something of a rumor of what Duskborn might taste like. And as you try and choke him out, with little strength that he has in his dominant hand that is charred beyond repair, he rips off the sleeve, his left sleeve, and he starts to laugh. You want this to end? This is gonna end for sure.
Finally.
You see him wipe his face as you're choking him out, barely being able to say a word to you.
David, stripped away of all of the familiar that he's ever been to Jet and to almost anyone, leans over him, choking them, bloody, soaked more in rage and viscera than he has been in centuries, brought low by this child. And he thinks of the hand that handed him that dagger so long ago, of Ophelia, gone because of Jet, of all the promises he made to his family, ruined because of Jet, except for one. And here they tried to ruin that even. And he leans over, smiles broadly. You were supposed to be the sun. You were supposed to be so much more. And I wanted it for you, Jet. You could have been so great. And here you are. Bloody. Disappointing.
You start to notice that your hands are grasped in this creature. The snake that is Jet's tattoo on his neck binds you to his neck. You are now inseparable. Jet starts to laugh. I was supposed to be more. I'll show you how much more I can be. And you see him rub his blood on his left arm. This tattoo that he was so proud of to get the first time, the first job that he did for you, back when he was still a ghoul. A biblically accurate angel with 6 eyes, 6 wings, covering his whole arm with runic symbols as you start to see he did something to this tattoo. The blood starts to light up these runes and you start to see burning and you start to hear a sound, a ripping sound. Something familiar in your exploits all this time as a crime lord whenever you rip someone's flesh from their body. This tearing echoes. You start to see the eye, the main eye on this tattoo, stare at you. It starts to move and convulse. And it starts to spin. You, Wendy, in this cloak of bats. The bats are not harming you, but they're not letting you go. You start to hear the tearing of flesh. Ah! You see that the wings sprout out from this tattoo. It grows. And David, you are met with something poetic. Your death is going to be brought on by something angelic. You were to be smited down like the demon that you are. Jet's arm is completely gone. You see half of his chest is caved in as the angel took what it needed to become whole. A loud screeching noise, and Wendy, you instinctively cover your ears because of this loud sound as this angel explodes into a bright light. The rest of the kindred start exploding. The door bursts open with what you tried to get as reinforcements from Austin's men. Some were ghouls and some were kindred. The ghouls inside stumble and see what this creature is. Stands about 10 feet tall. The kindred with them explode into rivers of blood. And as do you. The heat, the light. Wendy, some light hits you and it burns a little bit, but you feel protected. And after a few seconds, the light disappears. And the bats make their escape as the control that was holding them is no more. Pools of blood and dust around, and all you see is the body of David and the body of Jet laying next to one another. David, you're at your last legs. You feel like this is it. The final death. The thing that most kindred are afraid of has come for you. Your body is broken. Well, whatever is left of it.
Slowly disintegrating to dust, to beautiful ash, like everything around them. David, laying on the ground beside someone he wanted to be his brother. Feels that death coming on, and first he wants to fight it, but then that angel showed him a light so bright, so painful, so beautiful. A perfection he thought he would never see. And it burns. But this is it. And he's about to do something he feared his whole existence as a kindred. Not dying again. Disappointing the family. And the last bit of dust covers his face, and the last thought he has is, of course it was you.
Before you turn completely to dust, you feel a hand grab yours. And you hear a choking voice. I just wanted to make you proud.
That sure was something.
and you crumble to dust. Wendy, you see that David blows away in the wind. Jet broken. He is missing a leg. Pretty much half of his body is gone. You see him bleeding onto the dance floor of stardust. You see half of his face is charred, like burnt, covered in blood.
Wendy runs to his side, and I imagine it's like those anime scenes, right, where she's like running, you can see the tears like flowing off of their face, and it just flashes back to memories of watching K-dramas together and eating chocolate and like that time that we almost died before, and how just memories of Jet always being there for her and always taking care of them. The weekend at Bernie's, and they fall down to Jet's side, and they're just like, oh, we can fix this, and starts like trying to like find, like takes off her blazer to like cover him with it, and starts trying to like stop any type of bleeding or anything, and is just frantic, like, I can fix you, this is fine, we can call someone, it'll be okay. And just looks at him. You're not gonna make it, are you?
He raises his arm. You see this finger that is just damaged. Wipe a tear off of your face, and this tear of blood seeps through, and normally Kindred's body would take what it needs to survive. And you see that the body isn't trying anymore. I don't think we'll be able to watch any more dramas.
No. I have more blood packs at the apartment. I can just carry you.
Wendy. Blood can't fix this.
You fucking bastard.
You start to see him cry as well. I don't want to go like this. It had to be done. It had to be done.
She stops. Takes a deep breath. Okay. And then just lays down next to Jet. Puts their head on the last remaining shoulder. And is like, well, I'll just lay here with you then.
I've told you before, I've never had siblings. But I don't think that's true anymore.
I love you too, bud.
I love... And you start to see him turn into dust. And as he crumbles bit by bit, his clothes soaked in blood, torn and charred and burned. The only thing that remains in your hand are a set of teeth that he uses to feed. The silver necklace that he hangs around his neck.
And Wendy just lays there for a few moments longer, probably crying for the first time in a long time, maybe since Maria left. Clutches the last remaining bits of jet in her hand as hard as she can, puts them into her pocket of her blazer, now stained with all of his blood. Reaches into the other pocket, grabs her phone, and still laying there, picks it up to make a call.
The phone rings and someone picks up the other end.
Jet's gone. Tell the others.
You make me nervous. 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 You have a way of making me sweat when you walk in the room. My heart skips a beat.